Welcome back to Amiibo Doctor. Today I'm going to be teaching you, by popular vote, how to research Amiibo AI. The subject of today's research is the Byleth Amiibo. Now when you're researching an Amiibo, you're doing it at several different levels. After all, the definition of labbing can differ depending on what level of AI you're trying to research. In terms of Amiibo labbing, we're just going to be figuring out what are the built-in behaviors of Byleth, okay? So, ignorant of any other knowledge on Byleth, we're going to be watching for a couple of things. What are some complex behaviors that Byleth Amiibo can do that we didn't teach him? What are some not so complex but very often repeated behaviors Byleth does that we didn't teach him? And what does he do when he's in environments that we didn't teach him? You'll notice right there, right off the bat, that we're looking for what's already in there that we didn't put in there. That's the definition of built-in. We're going to be training Byleth using one specific move, forward tilt. Now I'm choosing this move for a couple of reasons, two specifically. First, forward tilt has no natural follow-ups. There's really nothing Byleth can do to follow up out of his forward tilt, so it's unlikely the developers would give him forward tilt follow-ups, right? The second reason is that I know anything he does that isn't forward tilt must be built in. Now, obviously RNG comes into play, but if it's something a bit more complex than just using a move because it would work, for example, a Nair drag down, some sort of up special combo, some sort of edge guarding ability, something along those lines, then we know that that's built in. It's very simple. You just isolate the variable to one move. If it's forward tilt, that's us. If it's not, it's them, and then you observe, right? So I'm going to do about 20-30 levels of forward tilt. It's going to be boring as hell. You're not going to see it. And then we're going to get him up to level 50 and see what else Byleth has learned. More specifically, I'm walking and using forward tilt. I'm walking because walking gives him access to the most subroutines, which means he's more likely to have full access to all of his moves at any given moment. I'm not going to shield. I'm not going to jump. I'm not going to edge guard. I'm not going to do anything besides slowly walking and forward tilting. We want to isolate our variables, remember? Okay, so Byleth is level 48. Technically, I said I was going to do 50, but it's also midnight and I need to go to sleep. Technically speaking, the final AI does unlock at level 43, so although you should wait until 50, it's okay if you're like 1 or 2 levels off. Okay, so watching this, oops, remember, all I did was just walking and forward tilt, right? So you see right there, up throw to up air, gee, that looks pretty built in. That seems like something that's very intentional. Forward tilt again, okay, good, he's doing what I taught him to. Let's try and mix it up a little bit. He's got learning off, so we can be creative here. I really hammered forward tilt in, didn't I? So side special, one thing I noticed when I was leveling him up was that he used a lot of side special, right? I think he's just more prone to doing that. Okay, so that teabagging, that's built in. That's actually fairly common with Amiibo. We know about that one. Now, down tilt to forward tilt. This is an issue with labbing, is that sometimes the move that you try to teach him actually is a built-in thing. Like down tilt to forward tilt, that is built in, right? It wouldn't be obvious based on what we just saw. There you go, down tilt to up air. We do know that he has down tilt stuff built in, okay? Down tilt follow-ups and whatnot. Most common is actually down tilt into up special, okay? Like that down tilt to forward tilt, you wouldn't know necessarily that that would be built in unless you trained Byleth with like a different move and saw that he did indeed use down tilt to forward tilt. Okay, let's keep looking. What does he got? Now I will say on his recovery, let's see what he uses to recover. So there's that side B. I never taught him side B, right? So there's no possible way that he could have learned to do that. So side B recovery must be built in. That's pretty much it. Obviously, we would run a couple more matches and see what other down tilt follow-ups Byleth has. See if he's got any other things built in stuff. We know from other experience that he's got up special stuff. But basically, if your Byleth is doing things that you didn't teach it to that are fairly complex, that's probably built in, especially if it does it 3 times. Or if somebody else's Byleth Amiibo that was trained a different way, completely different way, does the same exact move with the same timing, that's built in.